Muy buenas a todos, soy Focumero, esto es Focumero Gaming. Estamos aquí un día más en Space Force 3. Defendimos Ulandir de la invasión enemiga, de la orden de los religiosos. Y ahora tenemos que seguir avanzando. Tenemos que hablar con este para avanzar la misión, pero tenemos una opcional que quiero hacer antes, por si acaso luego no tuviera la opción. Y también tendría que hablar con estos tres para que me diesen su habilidad especial. Yana, Undergas y Rogen. Undergas que me da esto, aniquilar. Luego lo veré. Pero escuchando sus historias es como me dan esas habilidades. Me las desbloquean. Entonces es Undergast. Está bastante bien, ¿eh? Undergas es un personaje muy bueno. ¿Y Ana? Esto es un root. Inflige apatía a todos los objetivos en un gran... Hostia, pues es bastante buena, ¿eh? Y me faltaba Rogen. Esta está muy bien. Lástima que Rogen no me haga falta en el grupo. Hay que hablar con el cuerpo de la madre.
Let's see.
Que no está.
Me how if you're awake. For a while, I wasn't sure you'd make it.
I just found out that my mother is a Shaper and that she's still alive. And now Rondar Lacane took her. How do you think I feel?
Bad, I assume. Sorry, that was probably a stupid question to ask. It's a tragedy. The purity on the loose, with the power of the Archfire in the Harbinger's hands. Who could have seen that coming? For what it's worth, I'm sorry I had to go through this. I truly am.
Siempre tuve mis dudas sobre el Lacane. Lo único que importa ahora es detenerlo.
All that matters now is that we stop him. What about you, Iskrim? I doubt whatever bargain you struck with Lacane still stands. You're still here. So I guess you aren't planning on leaving.
Me? No, of course not. Where would I go, Tahar? There's no way of knowing what the Purity would do if they caught me. He wanted to kill you, so maybe Lacane doesn't want to leave any witnesses. Not to mention that we're still in the ancient Shaper city, full of marvels waiting to be discovered.
Esto no es un juego, Israel.
This isn't a game, Iskrim. We're at war.
I know, Tahar, and I will do all I can to help you end it. There's, one more thing I wanted to ask you. It's about your mother, about Andra.
Ask.
I'm not sure how to say this, but she was a Shaper. A living Shaper.
No está muerta. ¿Dónde quieres llegar?
All tragedy aside, you have to understand how fascinating this is. A Shaper who survived through the Aeons. And as if that weren't enough, you even turn out to be related. I have so many questions, Tahar, so many questions. Iria said at the moment Andra and you melded, she made you see something. Fragments of her past. Now, I can't help but wonder, what was it? Did you see Mullendir in all its former glory?
Isgrim, no es el momento.
Iskrim, the Shaper culture is the last thing that's on my mind right now. Please understand that.
Alright, I'm sorry. I know I can be a bit tactless. Let's talk later. Tahar, may I help you with something?
Goodbye.
Bueno, pues aquí no está el cuerpo de la madre. No sé si hablar con estos tres. Me gustaría desbloquear sus habilidades. Especialmente la de Undergast. Aquí está Iria. No sé de qué quiere hablar Iria conmigo. Pues sí que voy a salir a hablar con Andargas y Ana y Rohan. Ya para tener todas las habilidades de ellos, conocer sus historias y bla bla bla. Ya sabéis, va a ser lo que sea, lo que pase.
That was quite the surprise visit, wasn't it? The Harbinger couldn't have picked a better time for his attack.
I guess you could say that. How's your injury? That blast from the barrier looked quite painful.
The blast? Oh yeah, sure. I'm as good as new. One of the perks of being a light mage. Tahar, I'm sorry. For everything.
What do you mean?
Well, what you discovered in that dungeon. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I mean, I'd always felt you were different, but an experiment of your father? I would have never guessed. And now that bastard Lacane took your mother. It's just... one tragedy follows another. Now I feel almost ridiculous thinking about my supposed problems.
Podemos salvarla todavía.
We can still save her.
Yeah, I know. And we will. Blazes. How crazy does that all sound? A half-shaper whose mother's spirit has been stolen by a religious fanatic. If all this weren't actually happening, I'd think I'd be watching a bad play. Though you'd definitely be the tragic hero in this. And I don't envy you.
Un poco de normalidad estaría bien para variar.
A bit of normality would be nice for a change.
I can imagine. Tell me, Tahar. If you had had the choice, would you have wanted to know? About your mother and how you were born?
Siempre mejor saber la verdad.
Yes. It's always better to know the truth.
Is it? Sometimes I wonder if the truth doesn't just make it all worse. Anyway,
Pues a mí me ha ampliado una rama de habilidades.
honestly, there were times when I was worried you would never wake up again.
I'm touched.
You better be. Anyway, in case you were wondering, I'm not planning to leave now. If you need my help, I'll be here.
Thank
Te
you.
lo agradezco.
I really appreciate it.
Great. And now that we've got that out of the way, you should get some more sleep. You still look like a walking corpse. Don't make a habit out of it. I'll talk to you later.
Now which
Pero ¿de qué quieres hablar?
Need anything?
Aquí. Porque te fuiste de Fainon.
Fair enough. You've given me little reason to distrust you, so... No. I already told you about my father. How to him I had always been more of an asset. Well, after my father died, I decided to become a novice.
A novice?
Someone aspiring to be a priest of Ellen. I don't know why I did it. It was something my father had always considered a backup plan if an arranged marriage wouldn't work out. Part of it was probably because obeying my father was all I knew at that time.
But something happened.
Yes. In my first year, I fell in love. That crazy, hot-blooded, head-over-the-heels kind of love that the bards all sing about. The boy felt the same way, and for the next year it was, well, it was perfect. It was the two of us against the world. Maybe you know that feeling.
Huh. And I guess your romance didn't end well.
You guessed right. But it was more than that. You know, I told you how I always felt estranged around other people. I knew how to put on a smile, how to make myself fit in, but it was always fake. Shallow. With him, it was different. Dramatic as it may sound, I thought I had finally found someone who understood me. Then there was the novitiate. Despite all the time I sunk into doing the crazy things lovers often do, I never failed as a student. Or, no, let's put it another way. I was the best. In every aspect.
Which didn't sit well with some people.
No. And eventually, they made sure I felt it. They excluded me from everything. Stared at me when I walked by. It hurt, yes, but I convinced myself it didn't. I've always been good at that.
Did it take a toll on your relationship with that boy?
More than that. My lover's friends started manipulating him. Telling him that I only saw him as my pet. That he was a failure, and that I only kept him around to feel good about myself.
Qué tóxicos.
That's toxic.
It was. And their seeds met fertile ground. You see, we novices all knew that only 4 out of 20 will be granted priesthood at the end of our training. And being a failed novice leaves you with a mark you'll keep for the rest of your life. It all looked peaceful on the surface, but beneath that it was an arena. And these other novices, they made sure my friend became aware of that fact. To him, I started being a rival as well. And do you want to know the biggest joke of it all? I didn't see it. The idea that, I don't know, that he would listen to them. That he would ever reach a point where he put what we had below his hurt pride and his fears. It never crossed my mind.
So what happened?
Well, he knew I was curious by nature, so one night when we were in bed together, he suddenly asked me if I wanted to go on an adventure. Of course I said yes. So we snuck out into the cloister's courtyard. It was beautiful. The night was cloudless and the old oak, our cloister shrine, had just begun to bloom. We made our way to the library building, but of course the door was locked. Out of nowhere, he pulled a key, grinning at me, and opened it. It was insane. As you can imagine, priests aren't known for being lenient towards these kinds of trespassings. We were risking our novitiate, and I didn't even know the reason, but I liked it. And we were doing it together, weren't we? It was exciting. He took my hand and we went to the High Priestess's office. We opened the door and went inside, and there he finally told me what we were here for, to open the grimoire.
¿Y qué es el grimorio?
The High Priestess's spellbook. It was a stupid idea. And if I hadn't been so blind, so bloody naive, I should have seen it by then. But I didn't.
What did he ask you to do?
To open it and try to read one of the spells. He teased me. Told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. You know? Saying it like that. Sounds so bloody stupid, doesn't it? But again, I was too blind. I laughed. I wanted to impress him, so I gave him a kiss. Opened the page and started saying the words. Long story short, I lost control. The spell was too much for me to handle and it misfired. One moment I was staring at the pages, the next one the library was aflame and my lover was gone.
¿Hasta dónde se propagaron las llamas?
How far did that fire spread?
Not far. It was put out before it could do real damage. But, of course, that was the end of novitiate. I was thrown into the cell of shame and sentenced to 12 years of polishing prayer banks and cleaning floors in the shrine.
¿Y se arrepintió?
Your lover, did he regret it?
I think so. The only bloody gratification I ever got from this. But even if he would have confessed and begged me to take him back, I couldn't have. All that connection, that trust, it was gone. Worse, it was tainted.
Así que fuiste.
Am I right?
No. In the night after the trial, they still let me sleep in my chamber. Thoughtlessness, I suppose, or maybe they simply didn't care. I got my things, left, and never came back. So, here it is, the whole truth. No dark secrets, no assassinations, no necromantic rituals. Just a plain old broken heart. Compared with all that shit you had to go through, it almost sounds ludicrous.
No es así.
It doesn't. Being betrayed by someone you trust often hits the hardest.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, I don't get it. How could he give all that up? I mean, there was something between us, you know? Something rare, something precious. But no, he threw it all away for his fucking vanity. But in a way, it's just a continuation of what I've always known. Wherever I am, I'm a stranger. People don't like me, and I don't like them.
For what it's worth, I'm glad our paths crossed.
Yeah, me too, Corporal. Me too. I'd like some space now.
Ahora, te bloqueo la habilidad que tampoco la tenía.
Let's talk.
¿De qué más me falta habilidades especiales? A ver. Este que la tiene, cambia formas, come tribus. Este que invoca al demonio. Y este también la tiene bloqueada. Me gustaría hablar con él, pero han pasado ya 15 minutos de capítulo. No voy a pasarme todo el capítulo hablando. Quiero avanzar un poco. Así que vamos allá, vamos a avanzar. Este es Gore. Vamos a avanzar historia principal.
Taha, ready to discuss the next steps?
Alright, let's discuss what comes next. I'll go get the others.
Good.
Good. Now that you're all here, I'd like to plan how we proceed. As...
Tahar, I think you should allow yourself some more rest. You were in a coma for more than a month, and we still don't know what that melding actually did to you.
Isn't it obvious? It made him more powerful.
Yeah, but where does that power come from? What effect does it have on the human body or the psyche? We don't know.
No tenemos tiempo.
I'm alright. We can't waste any more time.
Fine. And go on.
Thank you. So, our objective is clear. We need to defeat the Purity of Light and save my mother. Angar, am I right to assume that Lacane made Greykeep his new base of operations?
Correct. It's the center of his power, which is both good and bad. It's bad because Greyfell is built to withstand any kind of ambush.
And why is it good?
Because it also means if we succeed and reconquer Greyfell, we'll cut off the snake's head. Once we kill Lacane, the Purity will fall. However, there's no point in fooling ourselves. That battle for Greyfell will be bloody, and if we want to have even the slightest chance of winning, we need to join the remaining houses.
Ultran, Hallett, and Wolfgar.
Yes. If we put this army together with theirs, we might stand a chance. Also, you should see if you can strengthen the alliances you already have, Tahar. I have a plan regarding that, so we can talk further once this meeting has been concluded.
So do I.
Alright, so where do we start?
It's up to you. But before we can even think about arranging a conclave between the houses, we need to break that spell the Harbinger put on my sister Myra. Isra, any ideas?
Actually, it should be simple. We need to find the one controlling her, take the rune, and, well, destroy it in the forge.
And who is controlling her? What if it's the Harbinger himself?
I doubt it. The manipulator has to be physically close to his subject, so it'll most likely be someone in Lady Myra's army. But your rune will react to another rune's presence, so once that person is near, you'll feel it.
Good. Then I have a plan. The Harbinger has taken up position in Iskander, between the Utran and the Everlight border. You know that place, Tahar. It's where your father started his rebellion, and where Sentenza almost captured you.
The Loyalist camp. So what's your plan?
We strike in full force and take the castle. He'll be forced to initiate a counterattack, and my sister's armies, the Utran army, will be the closest ones at hand.
A bait.
Yes, we hold the castle against the main army, whereas you, Tahar, and a small troop get behind enemy lines. You find the rune carrier and strike from the shadows. Obviously, you'll have to act quick. We can't hold against the entire Utran army forever.
Vale, entonces tomamos el castillo, hacemos ahí el esfuerzo hacia Ultran y nos infiltramos en sus espaldas.
Alright. So we take over the castle, wait for the Utran armies to cross the border, sneak behind their lines, and eliminate the rune carrier. And once Lady Myra is freed, we will try to gain the support of House Hallett and House Wolfgar.
Yes, but we'll need to take care of something else before that. But let's discuss this when the time comes.
Agreed. One more thing. This will be dangerous, and our original mission has been completed. In other words, if any of you are thinking of leaving, now is the time. Well, then we best get prepared now. I'll tell you when we head out.
Understood. Tahar, I'd also like to talk with you if you have a moment.
¿Cuánta gente quiere hablar, no? ¿Y este?
Corporal Tahar. A word, if you will?
Who are you?
Private Miller, Corporal. I'm from the Royal Army and came here with the Lord Marshal. We've captured someone who we suspect belongs to the Purity. He was seen in a deserted village outside this city, and he looks suspicious. He claims to be a simple courier sent to deliver a message to you, but we didn't want to take any risks. He's outside, near the entrance to the caves.
I see. Thank you, soldier. Dismissed.
Corporal?
Bueno, vamos a hablar con esta gente, a ver qué me tienen que decir.
You said you know where we can find more allies.
Yes, I do. I'll make it short. The Ash Reavers have invaded the foot of Bargagor. If we defeat them and their leader, like we defeated Krell, their soldiers will join us.
De buenas cenizas.
I'm guessing that's another orc tribe.
Yes, you already met them, back at Farland's Hope. They are a very violent tribe. A lot like what Krell wanted the Fire Wielders to become. And they are nomads. They never stay in one place for more than a couple of moons, which is why their city is basically a movable fortress.
So, we head back to Barga Gor and defeat them. Sounds simple enough.
Well, yeah, except for one thing. Kagan, the Ashriva's chieftain. I think this invasion is about more than gaining new territory. It's personal. He despises me, and that's putting it lightly.
Why? Because you killed Krell?
No, it's more complicated than that. Do you remember the story about my trial? About Rain?
Yeah, I do. You took the Shapeshifter's trial together, and she
Y
sacrificed...
será su hermana seguro. Algún familiar.
To get to the point, Kagan is Rain's true brother. To this day.
Suele pasar, ya es... Estas historias son muy previsibles y por eso ha invadido Barga Gor.
And that's why he invaded Barga Gor.
It must be. Bloodthirsty as the Ashrivas are.
Hasta me va a decir los elfos.
No reason for them to start a war with the Fire Wielders, especially now that we unify them. He must have heard that I'm behind this, and that rekindled his hatred for me. In other words, we need to stop him, and as fast as possible. According to one of my sources, the Purity is also planning to start an attack on Barga Gor. The Fire Wielders should be able to hold them at bay, but not if they have to wage war against the Ash Reapers at the same time.
Va a ser un capítulo de hablar, por lo que estoy viendo. Entonces volvemos al Barga Gor y le hacemos retroceder.
Return to Barga Gor, drive back the Ash Reapers and kill Kagan?
If all else fails, yes. We will kill him, for the sake of my people, and for our cause. But he's Rain's last living kin. So I want to first try reasoning with him instead. There must be a way to convince him that I'm not a liar, that I didn't kill his sister.
Alright. I'll tell you when we head out.
Yes, Chieftain Czar already left before you woke up to get an idea of the situation. I know time is sparse, but we should leave as soon as possible. And thank you, Tahar. I appreciate it.
Vale, vamos a hablar con este. Mencionaste algo sobre aliados. De repente haber ayudado a Pureza cerca de Iranon.
You said that you have an idea on how we can get more allies to fight the Purity.
Yes, I do. It's someone you're already familiar with. At least, according to your friend Iri. The Iron Falcons.
You want to convince them to join our troops?
Not all of them, obviously. The Field Dog are an even greater threat than the Purity, even if most people nowadays have almost forgotten about them. What I suggest is that we strike a bargain with them. They give us a small division of their elite keepers, and we provide them with twice the amount of foot and maybe engineers to make up for it.
Engineers and infantry for a handful of knights. Is that really worth it?
It is. The Falcons aren't only excellent fighters. Their presence will also inspire our soldiers. They're living legends.
No me lo parecieron cuando los vi.
It's not what it seemed like when I was there. High Keeper Aranor almost lost the tomb just because she was too stubborn to cooperate with the Deathmen.
Well, given that the latter now fight for the Harbinger, her mistrust wasn't that unjustified, don't you think? But still, you make a fair point. Keeper Aranor is complicated. But if what the elf told me is true, she learned her lesson.
Alright, it's worth a try. When do we set out?
Whenever you want. Thanks to these Godstones, it won't take us long to get there. So I'm not expecting this mission to cost us more than a day, 2 at most. We should probably take some troops with us, just in case the canyon is still unsafe.
Volveremos al cañón de los no muertos.
I'll let you know when we go.
Good.
Yes?
Vamos a hablar con este a ver si desbloquea las habilidades que tiene.
Tell me, Angar. Do you regret helping the Purity? Now that you've seen their true face?
That's a hard question to answer. And you know it. On the one hand, yes, I underestimated them. On the other hand, back then, it was the only logical thing to do.
Logical.
Yes. After all, your father did in the Mage War. The people were angry. desperate, broken. The Purity channel still channels these emotions. It may sound cynical to say that now, but if it hadn't been for the Purity of Light, something far worse might have happened.
Sí, después de todo lo que tu padre hizo en las guerras mágicas, la gente estaba enfadada, desesperada, hecha trizas. La pureza canalizó y todavía canaliza esas emociones. Puedo parecer un cínico al decir esto ahora, pero si no hubiera sido por la pureza, algo mucho peor habría podido pasar.
That's a cold way to see it.
It's the way a commander has to see things. But that is not to say that my decision to give the Purity of Light that much power came easy. I'm not free of self-doubt and empathy to her, even though it may seem that way to you.
However, I will not lie. Mages are a problem, and something needs to be done about them. If we don't, it is only a matter of time until a second Isano Tahar will appear and once again plunge the world into chaos.
Estoy mirando los inventarios porque creo recordar que tenía la combinación perfecta que iba curando a las tropas.
But so much good can be done with magic. We aren't all evil.
I know you aren't. I fought alongside battle mages for all my life. But as your father proved, the damage only one deluded mage can do equals an entire division of normal.
A ver, era con los escudos.
But to return to your question, all I did was take every factor into
Este, para ser exactos.
More than once, I've threaded the trail of destruction you've left behind on your journey. Many people died under your command.
Poner un cetro, en principio.
We tried to help wherever we could.
I believe you. But have no doubt that there are many who don't. What I'm trying to say is, there might have been a better way to handle things, but I did not see it. I did what I could, and even though it turned out to be a mistake, I have no regrets.
Acerca de León.
I had a feeling we would. Look, back at Greykeep, the situation seemed crystal clear. You killed 3 of your brethren, and General Noria openly spoke out against you. Similar to my policy regarding the purity of light, I can now see that I was wrong. But again, all I did was to take all factors into consideration and decide accordingly. It was all I could do.
No hay mucho que hablar aquí. No entiendo.
That's good. Either way, you've been pardoned. And more than that, now we're fighting side by side against the real scourge of the Empire. I don't hold any grudges against you. And I can only hope you feel the same.
Y yo puedo utilizar armas de una mano también, creo. Lo que pasa es que este no tiene la capacidad de bloquear. Hasta que no pille esto. Por lo que meterle el escudo que cura a lo mejor es tontería.
The past is the past.
It is indeed.
¿Has pensado alguna vez qué pasaría si muriese la reina Ayelith?
Think about what would happen if the Queen never wakes up from a coma.
She will wake up. The healers claim that she's already getting better.
They've claimed that ever since the dragon incapacitated her.
The Queen has Hibernian blood in her veins. And as long as her heart is still beating, I will not waste any time thinking about something that might never happen. Though, of course, that is not to say that others at the court haven't done it. Most people believe that Queen Aelith doesn't have an heir. But that's wrong. She does.
Really? Who?
A cousin. I suppose you know about the Queen's problematic ancestry. The ability to give life has always been impaired in her bloodline, which is why she does not have any brothers or sisters. However, it was rumored that her uncle, Anno Aelith, left an heir before he died. A bastard son.
It's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yes, because the Crown took measures to quiet these rumors. Suffice it to say that Queen Aelith's supposed cousin is far from an ideal candidate for the throne. But I will not go into detail of this talk. It is irrelevant. And it will stay irrelevant. Because the Queen will survive. I can feel it.
Será mejor que me vaya y ya hablaremos. Vamos a dejar el capítulo por aquí y vamos a ir hacia afuera. Vamos a ver qué era eso que me han traído el mensajero. Mientras llega aquí el soldado, quiero ver, porque también podría cogerla, el tema del escudo. No haría falta, la verdad. Nada más que prioridad tiene esto. Es que sí, que si tuviese aquí el escudo que acabo de ver. ¿Cuánta vida tiene?
What's next?
Bastante menos que yo. Bueno, tengo que verlo. Quizás tampoco sea tan necesario ese escudo. Es que si me quito a Iria del grupo, me haría falta algo más para curar. Si meto a Gore, van a ser el cambiaformas. Es que van a ser 4 meles. No sé yo si me conviene tener tantas unidades de mele. Quizás cambiar a Gore por el enano también sería una buena idea. Más que hace mucho que no me traigo al enano de aventuras. Y ya nada doy por hecho todavía que no. Aunque como siempre digo, es un personaje con potencial. Aún no me ha resuelto a mí ese potencial. No entra en mi grupo. Este tipo con el que acabo de hablar entra seguro por los beneficios que aporta al grupo. Focumero tiene que entrar sí o sí porque es el protagonista. Y tengo que elegir 2 más. Uno me gustaría que fuera este, por las ideas que tiene. De hecho no. De hecho ya no hace falta tanto este. Bueno, tiene el demonio que me gustaría ver cómo va. Pero este tampoco hace tanta falta en el grupo. Aparte de eso, ¿qué más tiene de habilidades puestas? Bueno, sí que cura, ¿eh? Este sí que es obligatorio, este me gusta un montón. Estos son los debuffos. Este es el daño por todos los debuffos que tenga sumados. Y esto es un beneficio. ¿Qué es lo otro que tengo puesto en este? Vale, Undergast es obligatorio, este también. A ver, Undergast es este, ¿no? Que precisamente tiene lo que no debería tener. Debe ser esto. ¿Dónde está el hechizo? Vale, aquí está, este. Y a ver. Paradojas alrededor inflige daño a enemigos en la zona. Es un efecto de curación, puede estar bien. ¿Y esto? Cada enemigo que ataque recibe daño. Creo que esto mejor, que es curación. Paradoja. Hasta que tenga esto. Paradoja la tengo aquí a este nivel. Ahora mismo, ¿qué es lo que hace? Vale, pues tengo que subirlo un nivel más. La paradoja. Este. Hangar. Tienes un área que aumenta la probabilidad de golpe crítico y tu probabilidad de bloqueo. Ah, pues puede bloquear. Está bastante bien. Te voy a poner aquí arriba que es la única habilidad que tiene activa. No, pues no, todos son pasivas. Bueno, siendo que tiene esa pasiva, puedo meter el escudo. Escudo que cura. Es el que me interesaría ponerle, que no puedo porque le falta constitución, un puntito más. Pero este sí que se lo puedo poner. Que ahora mismo no hace falta. Y de bloqueo. Es que estoy perdiendo el bloqueo. A ver qué más tengo. Voy a poner esto, ¿Y qué arma a una mano le puedo poner? La lanza que le quita al otro, que hace daño a varios objetivos. Por ejemplo. Sí, está bien así. Vale, está bien. Y el escudo es este, ¿no? El que restó la vida. El resto me sobra. ¿Y qué más tengo por aquí? Un Dargas este obligatorio. Me falta el cuarto en discordia. Que puede ser territorial. El gore para los orcos, está para los elfos. Y ahora sí me falta uno, porque este es el de los humanos. Y Yana, es que Yana tiene buenas habilidades, pero no me interesa ahora mismo. Y este. Rohan. Daño de fuego. Te mueves en magia de fuego y hielo, aumentas especies resistencias. No, tampoco tiene mucho. Nah, no me interesa este. Pues quizás Isgrim. Sí, recuperemos a Isgrim. Vamos a ver los equipos qué tal tienen. Me quita la joyería a todos. Y luego se la pondré a quien quiera que venga conmigo. Que aún no lo decidió. Bueno, este no se lo voy a quitar porque este soy yo, que este viene siempre sí o sí. A ver, ¿qué joyas tengo? Aumenta la concentración casi todas. Vale. Pues lo voy a dejar por aquí. Aquí tengo que hacer varias cosas. Tengo que hablar con Rohan, con Andargast, que está aquí. Especialmente con este. Voy a ir viniendo ya para acá. Este es el Yana para el tema de los elfos. Y me quedaría hablar con el mensajero. Así que nada más, chavales. Nos vemos en la próxima.